What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rex Righteous at it again with another episode of All Eyes on Raph, episode 9. How you doing out there, peoples? My followers, my righteous followers. It's been an incredible week. Lots of things going on in the sports world. Lots of things going on with the Avengers coming out this weekend that passed as well. So much to cover. Cavaliers in the playoffs. They lose Kevin Love. We do have several events as well going on. The Clippers exceeded and passed and beat the San Antonio Spurs, which were the champions of last year. That is on the basketball tip. I am just introing my video, but I do want to say that it has been an incredible weekend and an incredible month just to begin it, because there's still more to come. A lot has happened in the month before that, but we're speaking future talk here, so I'm definitely excited for the new movies that are coming out. There are some shows that I'm really enjoying, Flash and Arrow. And this, just to switch up the topics when it comes to sports and stuff, because I don't want to start with the sports. I want to touch on the trailers that came out, because I never got to touch on them. I didn't get to make a video on it. And the Superman versus Batman trailer was pretty good. It wasn't super impressive, but I think it was pretty good, and I don't like calling it a trailer. See, that's one thing that I think people might be getting attached to, and I don't see it as a trailer. I see it more as a teaser. There's not much that they can then they can follow up on, because there's not much that has been filmed. You know, the movie comes out next year or later on in 2016. There's not much you can show in a teaser. The only things that they did show was that Batman is definitely the aggressor in this movie, and Superman is the evil guy. He's the hated guy in the movie. They didn't show Lex Luthor. They showed Batman's armor. They showed I think they showed his car, and there was a airplane type of thing there, and they showed a little bit of Superman's problems there he was having with the world. They were spray painting on his statue. They were not respecting what he did from his past movie, so it's coming off in a way where Superman is definitely not the love hero as he is in everyone's eyes when they see Superman on a cover or on a magazine or on the comics or anything like that. He has issues with being the loved and the hated, and they bring it out in this movie, and it already seems very gritty and grimy. Batman asks Superman if he bleeds. He said, "Do you bleed?" I mean, people are focusing more on the voice changer. I like the voice changer. I don't know if that's gonna be an absolute thing for Batman's voice, if that's gonna be his voice for when he has the suit on. But it is a good change. I'm sure it's gonna be different, no matter what. But so far, there's nothing in the movie, in the teaser. I'm sorry, there's nothing in this teaser that has shown me that it's gonna be a horrible movie. It's still, giving you little small insights. And the last Superman movie was definitely there was a lot of graphics there. There was a lot of CGI, and there was a lot of explosives and a lot of things going on in the movie. It was a good story, and I really believe that they can pull it off again. There might be some things that might not get done correctly, and we have to see if Ben Affleck is a real Batman. Can he play a good Batman? People are focusing on the fact that this Batman is he looks like he's a little bit bigger, he looks stronger, he looks jacked. From what I know, this is a Batman that's supposed to be like a Frank Miller type of Batman. So he's wearing the gray suit, the black and gray suit, and he's supposed to look like that. Um, this is a Batman that is in his later age. He's in his 50s or in his 40s, and he is on top of the world. He's still doing his thing, and he's probably looked for a lot of things. But from what I hear in the story, this is the first time he hears of Superman. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But this is the first time I hear. This is the first time he hears of Superman. So it should be a good story. It sounds really good so far. I don't know who else is in it to make it sound like it's gonna be crazy, but so far, those are the meat and the potatoes for that teaser and for what's coming next in that movie. I also saw the Star Wars trailer. Now, I'm not a Star Wars fan. Not that I don't choose to be, or I'm not anti Star Wars, but I just haven't seen all the movies. And it looked really good. And the fact that they have new people in there, like new faces, it looks impressive. And number two, it also looks good for people like me that has never seen that movie. I've never seen any of those Star Wars movies. So people think it's crazy that I haven't seen it, but some of those people might be the same people that hadn't seen the same movies that I've seen. And I've seen maybe one Star Wars movie, and when I tell some Star Wars fans, they say, that one didn't count, or that one wasn't that good. You got to see the great Star Wars movies that were made in the 80s, or came out in the 80s, or were popular in the 80s. And I see the way I see Star Wars in that trailer is the same way I saw Star Trek, like the same graphics and the same look, and it is very, very clean and HD. Honestly, out of all the trailers that have come out this year, I would say that one looks the cleanest. Star Wars has a great looking trailer. That and what is the other one? The Fantastic Four one. But the Fantastic Four one is very different because it's superhero stuff and it has a lot of CGI. It looks crazy. I don't know what to believe on the Fantastic Four one. I am not a huge fan of Fantastic Four at all. I don't know much about their story. I do know that movie looks impressive though, on the trailer side, and I never even attempted to like the last Fantastic Four because it just looked terrible. When I saw the people that were casted in that movie, it just didn't look right. They had the guy from The Shield, and they had Jessica Alba there, and then there was two other guys that I don't even know. I think the fire guy was definitely Captain America. But anyway, I might be wrong. I'm not sure. But before, I never was impressed by the last Fantastic Four. So to me, it was more like a thing where, they're just putting it out there because they had Spider-Man and all this types of movies coming out, like X-Men and stuff. And X-Men has still been trying to change their brand, but I think they've done 1,000 times better than Fantastic Four, and they're not even on that level. They have to start over again, which is good, and it doesn't look bad. So those are my opinions on those three movie trailers that came out. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. So moving along to my other topic is definitely going to be about this new show that came out, which is called Daredevil. If you don't know about Daredevil, he is a blind crime fighter that lives in New York in Hell's Kitchen, which is, from what I remember, Hell's Kitchen is considered 45th Street all the way to like maybe 18th Street. I'm not sure, but that's my guess from what I know. But they do have one actor on there that is from Criminal Intent, Law and Order, and the show is pretty good. It's not bad at all. They already have the season up on Netflix. It's a full season, and I'm up to episode 8. I've been trying to take it easy with this new show because I don't want to get overwhelmed with all the shows and sports and boxing that I watch, you know. So far, I would give the show a 6.5, only because I did not like the introduction to it, and I'm not absolutely sure about all the casting in the show. The guy that's playing Kingpin is, I'm not sure if he's a great Kingpin yet. His name is Vincent D. Onofrio. He's Italian. And I'm still not sure if he's mastered being Kingpin. I'm not all the way there with him, but I don't think that he sucks. So I'm basically going with the show and how the show makes him out to be, because you can't just create a villain and just think that the actor will do everything, you know. Sometimes you have to write him the right lines and the right stories, and things have to fit correctly. There was, and just to make an example, there was a spot in the show Gotham where there's this guy that somehow kills his mom in the Gotham show, and my assumption is that is the Joker. The way that they wrote him in and the way that he acted was perfect. He came off as Joker, and that was entertaining to me. The show overall, I give it a 6.5, mainly because of the visual, how it's presented. It looks so nice. All the shots are nice. I watch Flash, Arrow, and Gotham, and it's on the level of Gotham and Flash for sure. Arrow is a cheaper show. It's not on the level of a Flash and Gotham or even Daredevil. I heard that Daredevil, they spent about 4 to 22 million on that show. It's like a ballpark number. I'm not sure, that I read that somewhere, and I could see it in the show that it was spent really well. There are some things that I need to get used to because I watch other superhero shows, so I don't want to bash it and say that it's a bad show. It's not a bad show, but I'm not gonna go and say that it's great either. It's still on its first season, and it was only 13 episodes, and I'm on my 8th, so I haven't been shocked yet. I probably might get shocked, but I haven't been shocked yet. The reason, oh yeah, and I do give the show a 10 for potential, because I think it has a lot of potential there, and they're filming in New York. Marvel is doing it, so I just don't see it failing right now. But if they don't add to the story more, and they don't bring in somebody from the Avengers, somebody from the Marvel world, like another character that, you know, is pretty entertaining, then, you know, the show is not going to go that far. And I am pretty sure that they're going to try really hard to make the show a favorite on Netflix. It's just, I just see it happening. But the first season, no way. The first episodes, there's no way I'm gonna give it more than a 6.5. I'm locked into that. But anyway, if you guys are enjoying that show, feel free to hit me up with some more info if you see things in the show that favor to the comic books, and if it all makes sense to you, please hit me up. These are some shows that I might not know everything about, but I am watching them just because I know that it's a must watch in my world. Number two, what was I gonna say? I did find out that is pretty interesting to me. That on the same day that Daredevil, the character, became blind from the toxic waste that was spilled on the streets of New York while his dad was there, and some of the toxin went into his eyes. Supposedly, another comic book came out the same day that the Daredevil's comic book came out, and it also had the same date of Daredevil becoming blind as the Ninja Turtles. So they used the same toxin and the same date and everything. And Ninja Turtles is just Ninja Turtles, but it's just kind of funny to me that they both have the same birthday of that happening. So of course Daredevil wasn't born on that day, but when he became blind is the same birth date as the Ninja Turtles. So anyway, I'm gonna move on to another topic, and just hit me up. Let me know what you guys think. It's pretty intriguing. I like the show. So now I want to talk about the NBA. A lot of guys have came and gone, basically, when it comes to the year. Um, Definitely James Harden having a great year. I see LeBron struggling from afar. I am watching all these games from afar. If you know me, you know Rafael Calvo, you know Rex Righteous. Um, I used to watch these games a lot closer, and I used to favor my team, the Miami Heat, which I still favor. But now I'm becoming more objective when it comes to looking at a game or at a sports event, because I want to analyze it correctly. I want to be able to give it out to the people and see what their real thoughts are on the game or the event. And I don't want to be biased. Um, I still sometimes come off biased. That's fine. That's gonna happen. But I think that the NBA is looking like there's gonna be a real champion this year. Um, Last year was definitely, of course, the Spurs. They were real champions. But right now, I see these guys fighting and clamoring for a spot. And I see the Warriors. They're doing okay. Their first game versus the Grizzlies, they didn't do so well. It was MVP night, and that's basically the excuse for not winning that game. But hopefully they pull through. I'm definitely going for the Warriors this year. I'm also going for the Wizards as well. Um, I see the Bulls maybe stopping the Cavaliers. I'm not sure. Like I said, I haven't even looked at numbers. I haven't even been able to watch the game. I think I might watch the next Cavaliers and Bulls game 2 soon. I think it might be tonight, if I'm not mistaken, Wednesday. It might be on tonight, and I want to watch that game. But unless they can have a really good defensive game versus the Bulls, which is very difficult because that's all the Bulls can bring. That's a lot of what the Bulls can bring. I'm sorry. Um, I don't know if Cleveland can beat the Bulls. I'm not sure. I want to see more, and I will watch the game tonight to analyze it better. And I would try to keep an eye more on the highlights and things like that. But if you guys have any opinions on any of these games, please bring it forefront. Give me your favorites. who are your who what is who are your top five players right now, even in the playoffs? Because I see James Harden still doing his thing. He looks very dominant compared to last year, very. And then, like I said, I haven't been watching the games, because some of it's come my living situation, and I've gotten to look at some numbers here and there. But every now and then, I check out some highlights, and he definitely looks good. Looks really good, and these guys are growing. Um, who else? I know John Wall's bringing it. That's one of my favorite players. John Wall is definitely bringing it. Um, who else could I talk about? I know that Derrick Rose is back, which is very kind of crazy to me. And it's all good, man. I'm loving the NBA. I'm loving how it's going right now. I'm not frustrated at all with any of the NBA stuff. It looks really entertaining, and I'm sure the best team will win. So, like I said, man, you got any updates on this NBA stuff, please hit me up. You already know. It's your boy Rex Righteous, and we're gonna be moving on to some boxing. Uh, this past weekend, there was a big fight, big event. I'm sure if you were not living under, or if you are not living under a rock, you probably know about the Mayweather Pacquiao fight that passed this weekend. If you didn't see it, you know the results, and that definitely took over a lot of my sports coverage, and I was super focused on that because I thought it was going to be a huge event, and it was to a degree. Um, it didn't follow the hype. There was a lot of hype around this fight, and I'm assuming that everyone else hyped it, but the promotional team side. Um, I'm not gonna go and pick sides on who did what and whose fault it is. There was only one winner, and his name is Floyd Mayweather. The guy definitely did his thing on Saturday. What more can I say? You know, not everyone was entertained. That's fine. I'm definitely a Pacquiao fan, and I'm not pissed off with his performance. I think it was good, but they are talking about a rematch, and I am not that interested yet. I need time to get over what I saw and what happened and the outcome and the way people are responding to it. Also, what Floyd Mayweather is saying after the fight, what Pacquiao is saying after the fight, what their advisors are saying, what the promoters are saying. There's reports of the MGM not wanting to back Mayweather versus Pacquiao too, and the news are coming out more relentless on these two fighters than any other time. I mean, I used to get news on Mayweather versus Pacquiao before the fight. There would be at least one or two good news a day, and even right before the fight, there was only a few news that were important before the fight, like at least twice a day, almost the same thing. But now it's just relentless. It's pouring out, and there's a lot of articles out there that I just feel like it's a waste, to think about a rematch or any of these kind of things. I know Floyd Mayweather got on ESPN and he said that he wouldn't mind a rematch, and of course Manny asked for one, and he thought he won the fight, and he says he's got to go back and watch the match. Like I said, I am not only going to be focusing on Mayweather versus Pacquiao. I don't know if you guys watched my last video, but that's not what I'm up here for. It would have been great to see a bigger showdown in that fight if they would have just threw down. But Floyd is a master doing what he knows and fighting how he knows. So I'm not in the ring. I can't judge on what he saw, But as a fan, I would have preferred a lot more from both fighters. And like I said in my last video, I feel like it could have been better overall. But anyway, moving along, there are some fights that are going to be moving into the spotlight. And of course, a lot of casual fans won't be watching. But I'm pretty excited about it. And it's James Kirkland versus Canelo Alvarez. Triple G will be fighting the next week after. And it should be good. It should be really good. These are fights that the people are looking for. You know what I mean? And what else is there to look forward to besides good boxing and entertainment? People actually competing for titles and competing for a spot and competing to be the best. That's what you want to see. I didn't get to cover Terrence Crawford. The kid is pretty good. I haven't seen all his fights. I know that he's been knocked down, and I've heard of him being hurt in a few fights or whatever. But he doesn't come off to me as a kid that is like mediocre or just making it. Like, he is getting close to becoming elite. I also saw a Keith Thurman fight. Same thing. I think he's not just there yet, but he's like a fight or two away from becoming elite. I made a top 5. My top 5 fighters, and this is excluding Mayweather and Pacquiao. So I got Sergey Kovalev, Triple G, and number 2 is the top 5 of the top 5 fighters of the year so far, 2015. Sergey Kovalev, Triple G, Lucas Matesi, Keith Thurman, and Terrence Crawford. I also saw the Klitschko versus Brian Jennings fight, and I think Brian Jennings should be in under that 5, but he still has to get a W this year, and I don't think he's gonna be in the top 5, but I think he should be in that realm, somewhere in that realm, because I've never heard of that guy, and I actually think he did pretty well versus Klitschko. This is my first time around really covering boxing a lot, so I'm just trying to bring out the correct information, and these are my opinions on the fights that I've seen. I am looking forward to a good year in watching boxing. Right now, I'm excited for Canelo. I'm excited for a couple of these fights that are coming up. I heard that June 20th, if I'm not mistaken, it could be Cotto or it could be Andre Ward. Either one of those two are fighting on that date. And these guys are all scheduled to fight this year. There's been a lot of fights already that have passed. Amir Khan fighting Algieri. Some people are not interested in that fight. I still want to see Khan fight. That's for sure. And there's talks of Brooke, Adrian Broner wanting to get in the ring after Khan. Danny Garcia's out there. So there's definitely a lot to look forward to. I am not trying to say that I am the savior for boxing, because I never could see boxing being dead, but I have a huge, strong opinion on what happened last weekend and what can continue to happen if people keep focusing on that fight. The Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, it's just to put boxing in the a part of everything else. NBA is really big right now. NFL is really big. UFC, they're not making the money that boxing is making, but they're still there. Of course, they don't have a Mayweather versus Pacquiao, but they make a lot of money every time they have an event, and they're on ESPN. there's a lot of sports out there that are on ESPN, and boxing's not one of them. So if they keep bringing that up, putting it out there, Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2, Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2, all it does is bring their news into the forefront and bring boxing into the forefront. But really, that's not, real boxing fans are not really watching those guys anymore. They're not paying attention to those guys anymore. Why? Because they don't even fight more than 2 times a year anymore. I mean, Mayweather just fought Pacquiao, and he says that he's gonna wait on Pacquiao's injury to heal up, and that's like scheduled to be a year from now. I'm sure Pacquiao's gonna pull for it to be less than a year, but my point is that Mayweather's only gonna fight once this year, and these guys are trying to fight 2 or 3 times this year. Triple G is on his second fight already, and we're not even halfway into the year. This guy looks like he could fight 4 times this year. I mean, he might fight 3 times. That would be healthy, and I think that's what he should do. But he can definitely fight 4 times this year, because he's knocking dudes out. He's not even, it's not even close with the fights. You know what I'm saying? And he's looking to beat a top guy, and I am actually looking forward to that. If you guys are interested in boxing, I'm telling you, there's definitely some good stuff to watch out there. So that's basically it. I just wanted to cover some different stuff, the stuff that I always cover. Of course, there was the big fight this weekend, but the finals are coming soon. The conference finals are coming soon for the NBA. I'm gonna try to always bring the best news to you guys and give you my opinion on it. Might be a flashpoint coming soon on some basketball. So hit me up. You already know it's your boy Rex Righteous, Raf Legend 193 on Instagram. Facebook me, r.calvo29. Hit me up. It's the same thing again, man. I'm hitting you more and more and more. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Because YouTube is a platform for us to take advantage of. So if you're liking my stuff, I want to thank you. If you're giving me a view because you like my stuff, I want to thank you. If you're watching because you hate me, I want to thank you. If you have anything to hit me up with when it comes to information about any of this stuff, feel free. That's what I'm here for. This is a lifestyle for me now, and I'm really looking forward to doing this more and more and more and more often. I am also looking forward to bringing some more people on the show. I have some surprises, and I do have some good info on the page already. Look back. It doesn't change. Feel free to look at my old stuff, my old opinions, and compare them to now. Just so you know that I'm consistent. But anyway, hit me up if you guys need me to talk about a topic, anything. Just hit me up. It's your boy Rex Righteous, and I'm out.